Hi guys, welcome to Thought Improvisation. So today I have a very interesting guest. I will speak to Mrs. Chen. She is she's a practicing TCM, traditional Chinese medicine doctor, and also she's a psychology counselor in Parkway Health Hospital in Shanghai, and she also runs her own consultant practice. So we're going to talk about big questions in life, health, relationship, career, life advice, money, and I'll ask her really practical advice questions, how the listener can improve his her life in a very practical way. Hi, Mrs. Chen.
Hi.
Welcome to Thought Improvisation. Thanks for doing
Thank you.
this. It's wonderful to see you. Um, let me let me first give a quick introduction. So you, I know you're from Shanghai, from China, and we're friends now since maybe 4 years, something like this, 3 years. And I think you have a very unique background. So I'm really looking forward to speaking to you now and to record this interview, so you can share your knowledge with the world. Because your
Thanks.
background is very unique. So you've have 20 years of clinical experience. You've worked 11 years in consulting, and you're Chinese, but you worked and so you studied and practiced in China, but you also lived and worked in the U.S. And so you've sort of exposed to the Western world, the Eastern world, and you've done, or you are a traditional Chinese medical doctor and also psychology. So I think you have a very interesting background. So let me first ask you then. So how do you consider sort of Western and Eastern medicine? So when a client comes to you, for example, how do you choose sort of what role to take? Because you have so many different tools, I guess, to help people. So how do you sort of identify what to do? I mean, do you help them to do meditation? How do you approach this in general?
hmm Actually, firstly, I will see them by the person how their pulse is. Do you know the pulse, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Super.
to feel the pulse is one of the unique um, tech uh, technology we use to know the person how their body, the chi and energy is. And we will see their tongue, the person's tongue, and whether the shape, the color,
Hmm.
how the coat is to distinguish how the energy situation the person has. And then I will design a way which fits the person better. And actually, when you ask me about meditation, I feel if people don't refuse meditation, meditation is good for everybody. Thinks meditation can improve our self-awareness, and this is very important. Nowadays, many people they are tested like they have uh, different kind of disease. Even they have cancer, but they don't really know this very well before before it is diagnosed. So it's dangerous.
All right.
Why that happened? Things we are disconnected with our body. And meditation is very important to reconnect
Right.
our feelings to the body.
Okay. So you're saying things like general things that people should be more sort of preventative and not wait. Yeah. So you're saying connect to the body more, be more sensitive to your feelings, your energy, so that you can, number one, they can sort of diagnose themselves a little bit, and they will probably also notice quicker if something is wrong, and then
Yes.
they'll be able to change or find maybe also the reason for why they're not feeling good through meditation. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So yeah. So that's good. So, and what if a person comes with a sort of what if they're not open to meditation, or you think meditation is just too light? Is there anything else? Like, how would you proceed then in diagnosing the person and what to do?
Can you repeat again?
Right. So meditation is one good way. That seems to
Yes.
work for everyone. It's a sort of a general thing everyone should do. But what if you have very deep, let's say, psychological problems? How do you continue? Is this hypnosis, for example, or speaking to them? Is it usually something physical? Is it in their diet? Like, how do you advise them further to dig deeper?
Usually, if a person has very strong mind disorder, usually they don't come to our clinic. But for example, when they have some depression or some anxiety and so on, which is not very dangerous, not like very severe, and they will come, and also with some body symptoms. If a person who has very severe mind disorder, usually I don't suggest them to do meditation at that time.
Right.
If at that moment, if I ask them to do it, most of them will refuse it, since they don't have the feeling to do that.
Right.
And the person, when they are ready to do meditation, usually they are kind of still quite open to something new.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. That's yeah, interesting. So with all the what I consider people, what their goals in life are, what they want out of life. I usually think about, it's career, it's money, it's a good relationship, it's health, and then just life in general. And as you're with all your experience, is there some problems that are more common than others in either of these boxes? And do you have some sort of advice on how to approach life in general to have a better life? Let's say you can either.
Yes. Actually, in Shanghai, Shanghai is a big city and which is developing very fast.
Right.
And that is good, but at the same time, people who live here will have a lot of pressure. And in the Parkway Health Clinic, I can feel like almost every person, their life speed is very quick.
Right.
And they have a lot of pressure. Of course, when they come to our clinic, since it's a quite expensive clinic, so mainly most of them, they have good job, but doesn't mean they are having a really good life. Most of the time, they are still normal people, just like they have better jobs. They still need to face marriage problem, relationship problem, and with kids relationship, and in Shanghai also the finance for kids education is terrible.
Okay.
So people have a lot of pressure.
Right. Okay.
And also things they have a good job, which means like also they have a lot of things to do. So usually they cannot. It's very difficult for them to go to bed at the right time.
Right.
Most of them, they go to bed after midnight.
Okay.
So mainly, most of people, they don't have good diet.
Yeah.
And also, they cannot have enough rest. So all these things are the problems. And also people, when we need to face a lot of things going on, and not everything will go very fluently. So that will be some, different emotions every day. And as I think, emotion is it's a good thing. That means we are still alive, and we have different feelings, face to everything different. But also, many severe diseases are caused by the small emotions, like calculate daily. Maybe they have anger every day, maybe not big anger, but every single day they feel angry, for months, for years. Then it will really hurt their liver. Many or a very big emotion suddenly happen, and can also ruin the body energy. Suddenly have some symptom or disease.
Yeah.
And as I say, I think the life balance is the most important thing. We need a good relationship. We need a good job to support the finance, and we need to have good health and a good friendship.
Yeah.
And usually we want everything, right? But we must. What's the most important thing for everybody, and which part I cannot lose, then I really need to pay more attention to it, put more energy on it.
Right.
And then it's a balance.
Right.
And also like life, work, harmony.
Yeah, absolutely. Shanghai is a very stressful place. It can be, unless you, because I lived there 6 years, and I have really had to learn sort of techniques how to find inner peace more, because there's noise pollution, things like this. So it's a good training ground. It makes you more, it gives you more reason to focus, I think. So absolutely. So let's take one of these then. So for example, relationship. Personal relationship. Let's start with a wife or girlfriend. Do you have any advice? Of course, it varies from person to person, but in general, how to have a successful, meaningful relationship with a person? Do you have any? What can you tell people, maybe as advice?
You mean not marriage, huh? Also including girlfriend, boyfriend, right?
Sure. So man, woman, or man, as a woman. Let's pretend man, woman.
Close relationship. Usually, I think when people start to have close relationship, that means they must be attracted by each other, right? Sometimes why they are attracted, things they are very different. So the difference can be the reason people feel, wow, I never experienced this kind of people, and I feel I like it. But when in the daily life, when we live together, then that's different. People started to feel the difference, make the life difficult. So I think the most important thing is, no matter what happened, I think no matter what happened, it's not your fault. And it's also not my fault. But only things, we have different background. We grow up in different families. We have different opinions faced to whatever is happening. So that's why our behavior is different. But doesn't mean we want to hurt each other. I have a feeling, usually the couples or boyfriend, girlfriend or something, when they started to argue, and they started to throw a bad word to each other, that can make the relationship worse and worse. Everybody thinks I am right, you are wrong, and that make relationship worse.
Yeah.
And stay curious with the person you love.
Can you repeat that?
Really stay curious.
Stay curious. Yeah.
Yeah, curious. Stay curious.
Give them a
Can make
chance.
the relationship always fresh.
Right.
And avoid like judge each other. I think you always do like that. You are stupid or something like that. But just stay curious. Oh, I wonder why do you do that? You must have your reason. And in your mind, it must be a good reason. And you must think you're right. So I'm curious to know how you think about it and how you feel about it. If both of them can stay curious instead of judge each other, then no matter how different they are, they can be always close and also, have fresh air between each other. They can always share happiness.
Okay, wow. So many great points there. I wanted to sort of summarize a little bit for myself, maybe for the listeners too. So you're saying that, so when you first meet, you're curious and you're focusing on the good aspects of the person and you're sort of attracting those aspects too because you focus on those things. So as you put your attention, you get more of these things. So in the beginning, you're curious, you're happy, you're focusing on the good aspects, so the person sort of shows these things to you. But then as time goes on, maybe you find something you don't like, and as you sort of focus on those things, you become more critical, you become less curious, and that sort of sets in motion a sort of a negative momentum, which sort of becomes bigger and bigger. And you mentioned also the things people want to be right, they want to make the other person wrong, instead of being curious and open, and also trying to understand the other person, that they are where they are because of their background, and they're not wanting to be harmful to you. They love you. It's just they're just a product of their background and thoughts and these things. So stay curious and try to be understanding and wonder and sort of make it as a game almost to try to understand more as a journey, as an experience to grow. And and I think so if you can sort of, so the things I think you also told me once before that there are no things that are good things or bad things, emotions. They're just sort of guidance. And if you can see things that you think are bad as a sort of an opportunity to learn more and to sort of grow yourself. If you all just agree all the time, it's pretty boring, right? You don't really go anywhere. You just agree. You just be with a person like yourself, and after a while you just want to kill yourself. But with a person that gives you some sort of a contrast, let's call it, you have the experience to grow together. But you need understanding and curiosity.
Yes.
Okay.
Always be curious.
Stay curious. Yeah. And meditate. And be sensitive to yourself. Yeah. So how about yourself?
And for my own experience, when I got married with my husband, for the first 10 years, I started to feel, not curious about him. I think, he is this kind of man. Then that was dangerous. I feel no fun, Right. Yeah. And then since I do meditation, so I noticed that in time.
Yeah.
So I changed myself.
Okay.
I don't judge him. Instead of judge him, I open my heart. I tell myself, that's my opinion. He is blah, 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 but maybe he is not like that. So I need to ask him how you feel about that. Why you do that?
Yeah.
What's opinion? So since then, I feel every day I know a new man. So that really make our relationship really fresh. nowadays, now, my husband and I, we have got married for 19 years, and I still feel he is very fresh.
Wow, that's great. So, yeah, I guess you can only learn through life experience. How do you think about that? Because, this is my own lesson too. Like you can't really learn. You can learn something from books, but you really have to experience it yourself. Then you really
Yes,
learn.
yes.
So I guess you as well. I mean, you have to speak with people, and you also have to have personal experience, so you can sort of really know it. And then once you talk about these things, it really you know what you're talking about in a stronger way, and people can sense that. So do you use, when you have therapy, do you use a lot of your own life to help people? I mean, how
Yes,
is
yes.
yeah?
I feel I am the mirror in front of people. And also for the body training, since I was always sick when I were a kid,
Okay.
even after I were an adult, before 33, 34, I'm not that healthy. So after I do meditation, that really helps me. That's why I always share with people, and try meditation. Start now. Start when you are still young, that will really benefit your whole life.
Yeah. So let me ask you about meditation, because there are so many different types of meditation, and I think so some people that don't meditate, or if you speak to them, many people have tried, but they give up because it's too difficult not to think. So what would you recommend them? And you also have different types of meditations. You have guided meditations. You have, just in silence. You can listen to a waterfall. How do you? I mean, what type of meditation do you recommend? And what do you say to people when if they don't know how to do it?
Yeah, I usually recommend people on different style meditation, but mainly three types. One is focus on your breathing. Just focus on breathing. Feel every time when you breathe in and out, how your body feels. Very simple. Just breathing. Stay silent. When there is some opinions comes, accept it, but not follow. Just come back and still focus on breathing. And every time when we breathe in and out, feel the body's feeling. And this part, usually, this type, I recommend to people who come here for body symptom. So I want them simply just use breathing and to feel their body, to feel the two sides, right side and left side, which part is heavier, which part feel more stiff, what's the difference, to make the self-awareness more clearly. And if people are emotional, if the emotion always cause their symptoms, then I will ask them to feel how you feel now, every single moment, how you feel. When you're doing the meditation, when you're breathing, do I feel angry for some reason? Or I feel peace? Or I feel joy? Or I feel upset? And when I feel these different emotions, how my body feels. Through that, I want people to understand and really know how the emotion and body feeling is connected. Then they can find a path and help themselves. When they find out, when they have certain emotion, then the body has certain feelings. That's how it works. Then they will talk to their self. They can talk to their body, or they talk to themselves to accept their emotion and make the energy flow, and accept the energy flow like that, and say yes to the body, say yes to the emotion. And the first step is just make the energy move. I never tell them, oh, angry is bad. Then they will resist it, and that's not good. Anger is just like a storm, and we cannot say that's bad. When we accept it, then we can know ourselves deeper. Usually, every single emotion, underneath the emotion, there is a strong, eager, or design. Like what they really want. They want it, and they cannot get it, then they got angry. For example, many men in the family, they want to be respected. When they don't, if they cannot get it, then started to feel angry. If people feel it's not good when I got angry, then it's very hard to connect with themselves. If they don't ignore it and accept anger, then they can ask themselves, why I'm so angry today? Then they can find the answer. And since they accept the emotion, then the energy moves well. Then it will not really have some symptoms afterwards. And also, when they accept their emotion, itself can be a peace. Then they can also talk to their partner why and how they can deal with it later. So, in my opinion, no matter what happens, it's okay. But the attitude toward the things and toward the person is the most important. And even toward themselves, it's very important. Be nice to myself, then I can be nice to you.
Wow, very interesting. So, yeah, so now I want to ask you about emotions and thoughts, because my understanding is that, or what I've learned over the years, is that so first you think, and then of course the reason you think at all is because you have a sort of momentum. Let's say you wake up in the morning, and often you think the same thoughts you've been thinking before, because there is a sort of momentum to them. And the more you've been thinking thoughts, the stronger the momentum is. And if you think the thoughts for a very long time, they become beliefs. So then they're very strong thoughts. And then as you think a thought, it triggers an emotional response in your body. And then you mentioned that if you do it for long enough, it can trigger, as a further extension, it can trigger a physical condition. So first you think it, and then you feel it, and then you can see it. It's like almost 3-4 stages of sort of manifestation. So how do you think about thoughts, emotions, the connection there, and how can you guide your thoughts? Because it seems to me that the problem or solution is related to thinking. The thoughts we think all the time are our beliefs. So how do you see that? And how do you control thoughts? If not control, but how do you?
Yeah, not control, just find out, explore.
Yeah, control is the wrong word. Yeah. Control is not good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How they are connected, huh? Usually, our thoughts is also like our opinions. Sometimes it's hidden very deep. We even didn't notice it, but it's there. The different sorts decides when we face to the same thing. The same thing happened, different people have different reaction. Things, they have different thoughts in their hearts, right? For example, if a person feel there is always opportunities, then if the person was laid off, he may think, wow, I can get several months salary and I can take a rest. Then I can find a good job, even better job. So maybe he is happy. And the other person, when he's laid off, if he think the job is very difficult to find and I'm not lucky at all, so maybe he feel that will be, a disaster. So when the same thing happen, he may feel very sad and depressed, right? So the same thing happen, people have different sorts, then their feelings different, emotion different. And of course, their behavior will be different. And how the emotion and the body feelings connected in our ancient Chinese theory. We have a very good, complete theory about that. For example, the sadness hurts the lung system. And if the anxiety hurts the digestion part, and anger hurts the liver, and fear hurts kidney, and sad or like too happy, extremely happy, like above normal level, can also hurt heart.
Too excited.
Yes, like too excited means.
It's like
excited is good, but if the person is too excited, in traditional Chinese medicine, we still feel it's not that good. If you are too happy.
Right. Interesting. I guess you can say, some people say they burn the candle in both ends. So if you burn a candle normally in one end, if you do it in both ends, it burns faster. So maybe it's too much. That's maybe the analogy there. Or if you, if you have a car and you drive very fast on the first gear or something like that, or I don't know, too fast. Okay, that's interesting. So the Chinese obviously have a more holistic approach between the thoughts and the emotions and the body and what happens. So let's talk about health then. So, and you also mentioned that you used to be sick as a child, but then you changed something and then you're no longer sick. So what was that, meditation alone, or did you do something else?
Yes. When there are two steps. One thing is I did Tai Chi. Tai Chi is very famous, huh? I did that around 13 years old. Mm-hmm. And before that, I always got cold every month. And after I practiced Tai Chi, I got a cold like once a year instead of once a month. Mm. It's much better. And then since I'm too busy with my studying, then I stop it. And then after I became an adult, meditation helps me the most. But actually, if I practice Tai Chi, I still think it will benefit me a lot. Since Tai Chi, the slow movement is like a moving meditation. So I still think if people do Tai Chi, it will be very good, will benefit if they would like to do.
So let me ask you, so do you think the benefits of Tai Chi, is that through the movement alone, or is it the movement makes your thoughts or your brain calm down? Or is it the movement itself has something?
Yeah, I feel, why people can get benefit from Tai Chi since nobody will do Tai Chi very fast, right? We do it slowly. And when we do it slowly, we will breathe very even, slowly breathing. And this itself will benefit us. And while we are doing Tai Chi, we will, follow the heart move. And that will make the whole body, the Qi, very fluent. And as you said, it's a very good point. It's like when we are doing Tai Chi, it's hard to think about many things. Our thoughts, our worries will slow down. So nowadays, people practice Tai Chi to recover from depression, from anxiety, and it works well. So I think Tai Chi not only help the body symptom, and also help the emotion, and help a lot. And my father mentioned when my great-grandfather, he opened a college in Shanghai in 1925, a Tai Chi college.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, it's a young style Tai Chi, and the people came here to study Tai Chi for one group is like really rich people. They practice Tai Chi for fun, for fashion. The other group is people are sick, very sick. And they practice Tai Chi, then the symptom gets much better and the disease were healed. So at that time, almost 100 years now, 1925.
Almost.
So people already use Tai Chi to cure their diseases.
I like the way you call it, like moving meditation or body meditation. I think also that when you say these things, I remember that if you do certain movements, like if you do like a power position, where you stand and you make yourself big and you have your chin sort of straight, that this will trigger something in the brain so that you will feel more powerful, for example. So I wonder if something like this also in Tai Chi is happening, that it sort of overrides the thoughts, so that the body movement and also like you said, calms you down. You can't really think about other stuff if you focus on something. I guess the mind can only think on one thing. So it's almost like a focal point to put your mind to. And moving your body, it requires some sort of a concentration. Just like the breathing is, or also meditation that I like to do, is I listen to a sound of like an air conditioner or a stream, but it's just very monotone. So it's a focal point you can put your attention to without having to think. It's sort of rest. So that helps me in sort of not thinking. Interesting. So for meditation, do you recommend doing it in the morning or in the evening, and how long? Do you have any for people?
Usually for a beginner, people started to do meditation, I suggest them to do just a very short meditation, In that way, people feel easier to continue. Actually, do a long time or short time, I feel it's okay, but you must continuously do it every day. That is the most important.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, if people can do straight for more than half an hour, that will help a lot more. That is true, but I never ask people started with half an hour. Gradually, when people like it, they feel the benefit, they will choose the right time. And whether it's good to do in the morning or night, usually I say anytime you can do it. In the morning, if you do meditation, you can help your mind clearly, and you know what's the most important thing to do today, and you will have a very clear mind, help your day to be efficient. So of course that's good. And if in the noontime you feel like tired, you want to take a nap, of course most of the time you cannot take a nap. So if you do a 3-minute meditation, that will really help you to get more energy. And at nighttime, I suggest people just relax, like focus on the breathing and get the way to the bed and really relaxed. Then you can have a deeper sleep and rest better.
Yeah, I was recently looking into breathing because through a lot of people that I'm listening to and reading, some of them mention that breath work, how important this is, and obviously for I think everyone knows for singers, but a lot of people talked about sort of the connection to you can achieve sort of states of higher states of consciousness, almost like a natural high through breathing techniques. And I mean, obviously the breathing is the fuel of the body. This is what we always do, we breathe. So I started to practice recently sort of some breathing techniques, also in the evening, to sort of calm down, and you can use it to elevate yourself, give more energy as well. So do you have different types of breathing practices, or is it just sort of be more conscious about the breathing and focus on the breathing?
For breathing, of course, there are many different breathing, like the chest breathing, belly breathing, and like the universe breathing, like the chest and the belly together. And in the Indian, like you close one nose and breathe. There are so many kinds. But for meditation, I don't feel it's very important, like you must use this type or that type. Just naturally. But pay more attention to yourself. Connect to your body breathing. I think that is most important.
Okay. Yeah, good. And I think also then basically what the person is most comfortable with. So if you prefer through the nose in and out, or in the nose out the mouth, or you said to breathe in the belly or in the chest, I guess whatever is most the person feels is most natural for them, they should do.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you about something a little bit, well, continuing in the relationship path, the relationship to children as parents. Do you have any advice there? Let's say if you're a new adult, or you're a new parent and you're wanting some advice on how do you behave to a child? I mean, do you have any sort of tips there, so that you can be a better parent and so that you can have a better relationship, so that the child will sort of be taught, because I guess the children, they emulate the adults, they do what adults do. So what are your thoughts on parenting and relationships and advice?
Yeah, I feel there are different stages. When the kids were little, before 6 years old, and I think we'd better play with them, be together with them. That's very important. And with body touch, to make them feel we love them. That is very important. Then gradually they grow up. When they grow up, they have their own mind, maybe their own opinions. And we need to, actually just like couple relationships is very similar. I feel we need to respect the kids. Although they are, my son is my son, but that doesn't mean, he is mine. He belongs to himself. So, although he's my son, but I must also respect him, not only love him, not means like he belongs to me, although I need to take care of him, but we need to respect. There is another soul in his body. So I feel when kids are growing up, we can talk to them as friends. No matter what happened, we think about why. The same as I said, stay curious. Why they do that? Not like just judge, oh, how can you do that? You're a bad boy or something. But stay curious. There must be some interesting reasons there.
Yeah, and I think also to continue there, I think that the children I think maybe, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine that you feel that you should tell the child you know best always, and you have to instruct them and tell them. So maybe many parents, they think they can't learn anything from the children, while I think in many cases, especially with the young children know something that the parents have forgotten.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
So maybe like you said, stay curious and see what you can learn from the child, and not assume that you're always right. Maybe the child sometimes is right. Yeah.
Right. Since kids are very, pure.
Yeah.
And from the relationship, we stay with them. We can double check how we are now.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So in general, let's talk about like success in general terms. What do you think success is to you? How do you?
I have less battery now.
Oh.
I need to plug in the
Connect
battery.
it. Yeah. Coffee.
Okay, and the things I will get up very early and
Yeah.
can you ask me the last question?
Yeah, let's do the last question. So, what do you think? So people want to be, there's a lot of terms, happiness, success. Everyone wants these things, but they're very high-flying terms. What do you think? So I think people are confused. I think to achieve a goal, you should be focused. So it's important to sort of define maybe what you want. So do you have any advice for people how can they focus? Like what is success? And how can they sort of move towards that? What do you think?
I think people are different. Not everybody wants to be successful. Recently, I know a person. Actually, people all think she is very successful. But she, success is not what she want to get. She told me she only wants to enjoy a normal life.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to be different than others. Since she is capable, and at the same time, she doesn't really want to be very different, very successful. So in that way, she can enjoy every day, every moment. In many people's eyes, she is really successful since she's very pretty, and she has a good marriage and have a very pretty girl and her daughter, and both of them, she and her husband, both of them have very good job and earn a lot of money, and their parents is also healthy, everything looked great. And in Shanghai, in this kind of city, and she lives very peaceful. And I asked her what's the secret. She told me things. She is not asking for a lot of things. She only wants to be a normal person. So she's never like, I still have so many distance from success. Then you will have a lot of emotions. She said, I just enjoy everyday life, and I know exactly what I want. I just want a stable job, and I don't want to have higher, salary. I feel now it's okay. It's good enough. It's okay, and I have time to take care of my family. That's good enough. I don't ask for more. She always appreciates her life and is willing to help others. So I feel everybody is really different, and if we accept ourselves no wonder how we are, we can, maybe somebody want to be outstanding, that's good, and also some people want to be very normal, very the same as others. That's also very good. I mean, accept myself is the most important thing. Then if I want to try something, just try it. Be confident. If we fail, it's okay. Doesn't mean I'm bad. You can try again. You can learn from other people who do that well and learn from it and do again. I mean, no matter what happens, accept myself and learn more. And one day we can succeed. No problem.
Okay, thank you. So I think the key there was appreciation, enjoying the moment, and be happy with what you have. And everyone are different. So yeah, well, thank you so much. I know you're getting up, I think 4 a.m. tomorrow. So thank you so much, Sean, for taking the time.
I'm right to Wutai Mountain.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds great. So have a wonderful trip. Great speaking to you as always, and maybe we'll do it again sometime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you. Very nice to talk to you every time.
Likewise. Thank you. Thanks for everything you do.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.